The former member of Bon Jovi, Richie Sambora, was present when Jon Bon Jovi saw a portion of the documentary series titled Thank You, Goodnight, the Bon Jovi Story. The band Bon Jovi had Sambora as their lead guitarist for more than 3 decades, but he abruptly departed the band in 2013 while they were in the middle of a tour. It was later explained by the guitarist, who had previously struggled with alcoholism, that he left the band due to the fact that he had personal duties to fulfill. Despite the fact that Sambora had stated the previous year that he hoped to initiate a reunion with the older lineup, Bon Jovi revealed that he and Sambora were not in contact longer by the end of the previous month. Bon Jovi, on the other hand, disclosed in a recent interview with Entertainment Tonight that he and Sambora had visited each other in order to see the first 3 episodes of the documentary series. This was the very first time that Bon Jovi had ever heard Sambora express regret for the manner in which he had departed the band, and it was shown on the show. After some time had passed, Bon Jovi was able to change his own thoughts regarding Sambora's decision, which made it possible for the 2 individuals to reconnect with one another. You read, you talk to professionals, you sit with yourself, and you learn to understand from a different perspective that his choices weren't made out of animosity either, Bon Jovi recalled in his own new interview. You learn to understand from a different perspective. In retrospect, Bon Jovi recalled that there was never a fight during the time when Sambora was leaving the band. Neither the money nor the relationship were ever a factor in the situation. He went on to add that Sambora had issues and he absolutely did not show up. And there was a dark hole on the stage as we were performing for 20,000 people. 6 years prior to Sambora's departure from the band, in 2007, he endured the untimely demise of his cherished father Adam as well as the dissolution of his marriage to Heather Locklear. Following his plea of no contest and subsequent probation for driving under the influence of alcohol, Johnny was required to skip many gigs on a Bon Jovi tour in order to attend rehabilitation. Bon Jovi was open in his discussion of the personal struggles that Sambora had been going through in the years leading up to his decision to leave the band in his most recent interview. The loss of his father, along with other problems, such as substance misuse, anxiety, and being a single parent, all weighed heavily on him. As Bon Jovi put it, all of these were very difficult things. To be honest, however, why would I rob not only the band but also the 120 guys who make up the crew of their means of subsistence? Or the enormous number of individuals who purchased a ticket? How am I going to proceed? You don't want to go to rehabilitation, so you shut it off, will you? It has only been a few weeks since Bon Jovi made the shocking revelation that he and Sambora had severed their relationship, which he made on Ultimate Classic Rock. From the time the band was formed in 1983 until the moment he abruptly departed the band right before a gig on its tour in 2013, he was responsible for the most of the lead guitar responsibilities due to the fact that he wanted to spend more time with his family. In spite of the fact that it has been 11 years after that controversial occurrence, Bon Jovi and Sambora are still not on speaking terms. According to the singer, who was interviewed by Ultimate Classic Rock, "We are not in contact because he is no longer a member of the organization." With a brief clarification, he stated, "Doesn't mean that there isn't love forever, but it's 11 years ago that he just didn't show up anymore, and there were emotional issues that he was dealing with as a single dad, and there were substance usage issues that, he said, the tone of his voice becoming increasingly hesitant." On April 2, 2013, shortly prior to a gig in Calgary, Canada, Sambora abruptly left the band without providing any explanation. In the end, it came down to a question of dependability, which he used to demonstrate his point by comparing Rich's successor, guitarist Phil Ek. For the first time, Phil X was required to appear, and then for the second time, he was required to appear. In addition to it, there is a performance scheduled for that evening. How are we going to proceed? It was also made clear by the vocalist that he and Sambora did not interact in any way regarding the forthcoming documentary series at the time. He stated that there was not a single word. The statement was not a fluff piece, and it was not a piece of bulls ******. Behind the scenes, we are not the ones working to pull strings. Then he exclaimed, "Oh, no, no, no. Richie was interviewed in London by those guys. It wasn't me who was there. It was completely unrelated to me in any way." With his long-running band, Bon Jovi continues to enjoy playing music, despite the fact that he had a disagreement with his former bandmate. Right now, the only thing that matters to me is simply being here with my friends, writing the song that I want to write, and living the life that I want to live, he concluded.